to Dud and Dan. I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to a show.
I want to... Hold on. Dudley, this is for you. This is...
Why?
You did good this week, Dudley.
Did I?
You are a good man, a good father this week.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I did do that.
I applaud you. I have
Okay.
nothing but respect for you.
Okay.
You, because of situations, you had the baby for the whole week.
Yes.
While you were working from home.
Yes.
And we lived together, but there was a couple of days I had to go into work, so you powered through.
A couple, you went in 3 days.
I went 3 days. I did go in 3 days. You're
so
right.
you were out most of the week.
I was, but you soldiered through.
I just want to
you
say
did what needed to be
to
done.
all single parents out there who have to power through, or mothers who stay home and take care of their little. It's not that hard. No, I'm joking. No,
I say,
I
you
know.
look exhausted.
Every cent that we pay our babysitter is worth it.
Yeah, you look pretty exhausted by the end of every day.
Well, it was tiring. It was.
Yeah.
I was basically constantly juggling work and making sure the baby wasn't killing herself.
Yeah.
And feeding her and doing everything else, and then
Food.
trying to get her to go down to her nap.
Which you would do.
Which you wouldn't do.
She was very stubborn.
It got
about
later and later every day of the week.
Yeah.
So
But
it
did good. And
yeah.
she was pretty fussy because she wasn't seeing her normal people with
Yeah.
with Jess going to work,
Mhm.
and so her mama was working
Mhm.
and not seeing her babysitter. She was getting pretty ornery.
Though she was pretty nice, pretty sweet with me most of the time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. But
Yeah.
she would get fussy
Well,
sometimes.
I just wanted to give you a little, just the resemblance of a recognition for being a good father and for doing something that Jess does all the time.
Well, not anymore.
Well,
She's going back to work, so technically, even then, that's not here lately. I've been here, so I'd help out a little bit. So yeah. So I don't know if I really agree with that statement.
That's fine. Well, let's move on.
Okay.
How you doing? You doing okay? You feel well rested
I'm
after a
tired.
long week?
Not really.
No?
I spent most of the weekend helping Jess get ready for
School starts.
because school is starting soonish for her.
She is an
She's
educator.
She is a teacher, so I was helping her get her classroom ready.
Yeah.
Even though they don't fully know what they're doing yet, but as far as when
I don't think anyone does.
I don't think.
That's one thing I've learned about once I became adult. That I used to think adults had their shit together. They know what's going on. I don't think that's ever been true.
I think a very few of them do. Very few.
There are people who are in charge who make decisions, and sometimes you go, I don't think you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think that's true in any walks of life. But yeah. I haven't done much else this weekend.
Yeah.
I was building dividers.
Yeah.
To go on table, because she doesn't have desk in her classroom. She has tables.
Yeah,
so
she
we
has big
needed a
tables.
way to separate
the children.
Keep this, or put some kind of safety, and plexiglass is expensive.
Oh yeah.
So I built some. I took some wood we already have.
Yeah, some really nice little collapsible.
I repurposed some wood.
Yeah.
And got some clear plastic sheet, and built some little dividers.
Yeah, and they collapse together, and they look very nice.
Yeah, they're not the best, but they
get the job done.
They do okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in person. I just saw a video of them.
Yeah, and most of the
from that distance, they look good.
So, should we talk about games?
Sure. I played. I got Demon's Tilt.
Yes. I played this as well.
Yeah, you played it on Steam. I mean not on Steam.
Xbox.
Xbox Game
Pass.
I played it there and then bought it on the Switch.
I think we talked about it last week, but it's the pinball
Yes.
Digital pinball game.
Yeah, it's a digital pinball game. That's
And-
got a whole occult theme going.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
better than you.
No, I think I'm better on the PC than I am at it on the Switch.
Either way, I'm still better than you.
So I went from like my second time playing, getting 13 million points, which is not that high, but for having only played it once before, it was not bad.
Yeah.
And then I have not. I think the best I've done is 10 on the Switch. I've not done. I haven't even played. I only played it a couple of nights. And
13 is laughable.
Yeah, I know.
Now.
I'm aware.
You know what my high score is right now?
What? 40? 60.
68
Yeah, that's nothing.
million.
Either. Yeah.
68 million.
Yeah, that's not that much.
Like
all the
compared
stuff-
to you, it is.
Yeah, but compared to what other people are doing.
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't even looked at what other people do.
I was reading
but
up
I,
on stuff, and
I don't
and they're
care.
Like,
I don't care about other people. I only want to be better than you, Daniel.
Okay.
And that's all that matters to me.
Well, you should have better goals.
Well, it's achievable goal. It's
well,
the important part.
You achieved it almost immediately, so.
Yeah, I did it like the first day.
Yeah.
Like the second time I played, I had 20 million points.
So you say you like to keep your bars low.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I like to feel a sense of satisfaction and knowing I'm better than you.
Okay. We already knew this.
That I was better than you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
In the eyes of several people. I've already claimed the favor of the parents by giving them their first grandbaby.
Yeah.
So
yes.
you and Robert just went down.
Yeah.
Way down on the list.
Yeah, but before that, I was ahead of you. I
don't think so.
I believe I was the most helpful around the house. I helped both the parents in anything that they required, and I was legitimately the favorite son. They wouldn't tell you that, but that's what they felt in their
I think
hearts.
they've written you off now.
And now,
as a lost
all
cause.
all it took for you to just knock me off the top was to have a baby.
I have an unplanned baby.
Yeah, and I talked to Mother about this and joked about it because I was like, I don't, nobody tells me anything. I don't know anything anymore because and she's like, well, all you have to do is, give a grandbaby. And I said, I don't think I want to do that.
I don't even think that's going to work for you because we've already given her the first one.
Yeah.
So there's just no
Yeah, but if
topping.
she any more, she would still love them.
Oh, of
It's
course.
just as great.
Of course.
So
But-
I would become more relevant.
But I don't think it'll affect your status that much.
Oh.
It'll move you above Rob.
Yes.
But yeah.
Anyway, Demon's Tilt.
Demon's Tilt.
It's really good. I see what I read up on some tips on playing.
Yeah.
And it's like the first thing was like, yes. So when you're getting over your first 100 million, and I'm like, and then there was something I saw glancing over some stuff. I saw someone was like, oh, when you're reaching for that 400 million, I was like,
Yeah, I can see it.
I was like, whoa.
I've played it for a week, and I've gone from the first game I had like 6 million to now I get regularly over 20, and then I've been getting like my last one I played I got 68 million.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But you start learning the board, right?
Yeah.
And then that's with any pinball game. You get good at hitting the ball where you want it to go.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, you can start racking up the points.
Yeah, you start doing the little the quests or whatever you want to call them. The chains.
The goals.
Yeah, the little events. And causing them to happen, which give you multipliers
and multiple balls and stuff like that.
I have not gotten the multiple balls.
Oh,
You've talked about multiple balls.
The last one I got 68 million was because I had 2 balls for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Nice.
I kept them going for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was just chaos. I was just like hitting the bumpers. Like one would go off screen. I have no idea what it's doing. And I'm just like hitting the bumpers, hoping it's doing stuff, and trying to keep the one I have on the screen. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
It gets crazy difficulty. But it's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun. I like it. You can play through them. I mean, maybe 10 minutes for a pinball session because you
Yeah.
only got 3 balls.
Yeah.
And so it's fun.
Sometimes I think it takes pity on me.
Yeah.
where I just completely botch it like really quickly. I'm like, oh, and then it just like drops straight through, and I completely botch it, mess up, and it's just like, here, we'll give it back to you.
Well, you notice the symbol at the bottom tells
I've
you.
noticed that now. But yeah, there's
a time frame for
It's not a time frame. It's a thing on the board that triggers it coming back.
Well, it comes back.
Yeah.
But it starts out with it. So the beginning, it will have a little bit of extra for you if you need it.
And I do.
Yeah, obviously. We're playing with kinetic sand while we do the episode today.
Yeah,
because
Jess bought kinetic sand. So that noise you hear is us fiddling with.
Yeah, because we're fiddlers.
For those who don't know what kinetic sand is, I'm sorry.
You have not experienced
joy.
You
have not experienced pure happiness. It's basically, I call it, it's like Play-Doh sand.
It's sand with silicon in it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
It's Play-Doh. It doesn't have the smell of Play-Doh, but it kind of has the look and feel, but it's rough, sandy texture. And it's
wonderful. I love
wonderful stuff. We just need to fill the house with it. All right, we'll just make carpet.
Our cousins have a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
And I made a giant ball about this big. And
yes, that big. How big is that? Show me again for the listeners.
For the listeners, she can hear this. It's this big.
Yeah. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's like grapefruit size.
Yeah.
No, that's bigger than a grapefruit.
It's bigger. It's a little. It's like a large
cantaloupe.
Grapefruit.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah, it's a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe
size.
size.
That's a cantaloupe size.
For those who need to visualize. But yeah,
there's somebody somewhere who doesn't know what a cantaloupe is.
Then you need to get Google, my friend.
Yeah. And
Google images.
And go eat one. They're delicious.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're good.
They're not my favorite thing.
I like them a lot, actually.
We are diverging a lot today.
No. Yes.
Okay. Star Wars Destiny.
Yes.
So we bought new cards, and we both got boxes in. And,
I don't have room for everything. I gotta get some.
I bought another. I forgot the name of it. The
Empire at War.
No, the bag that keep the dice in. Ferdhide, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a German company.
Yeah.
That they make.
If you couldn't tell.
That makes dice bags for the Destiny.
Yeah.
Very popular.
They make a lot of stuff for miniatures.
Yeah.
I looked at them.
Yeah, and they were really nice, and I
scoped out their offerings for the Star Wars X-wing miniatures. And they have stuff. I just don't know if it meets my needs.
Yeah. Well, I had one already, and they hold 200 dice.
Yeah.
For Destiny, and I was one away from filling it, so I had no room for the 2 boxes I bought last week.
You have all of your dice in there, or just the ones you have for your set? Or like all the extra ones?
No, the extra ones aren't in there.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But I don't have that many extra ones.
Yeah.
I only have a handful of extra dice.
Yeah.
But all the ones that are for my set are in there. And then I have a box that I have all my extra cards. And
I just put everything in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I have to have some kind of organization on it. I'm not a.
It's organized into color.
No.
Therefore,
no.
Your
system is horrendous.
If it's a Force user, you go into the Force section.
You are a horrendous person for your system.
I don't understand what.
I need to buy a box for like a card box like you have for you don't have a card box. You have do you have a card box, or
it's
do
like
you?
A card box, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get something like that for my extra ones because that's all I'm doing with that. I'm not putting those in.
Yeah, y'all played. Did y'all play?
Yes, me and Jess played because she got excited when she realized I was buying more cards, and she's like, "Are we going to play?" And I was like, "Yeah." Well, we played the 2 decks that I had already built.
Yeah.
That's been sitting in the box for 2 years.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started playing it and I was getting into it about halfway through, I was like, yeah, I remember this deck's not that good. I was playing a deck with Bill, whatever his name is, the right-hand guy for Jabba.
Yes.
Him with it's him, and then I had Hondo and some girl, I can't remember her name now. Starts with a
Some
B,
girl.
maybe. I don't know what she's from. I assume she's from Clone Wars or something. Most of the characters I don't know come from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Anyway, you done? You done with the kinetic
I'm getting
chain?
it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, so we played, and Jess's deck is okay, but there's some problems with it. There's some flaws with it.
Yeah.
Like, I have one of the cards in it is Premonition, which is uses lets you put you put a card down and put a blue upgrade on it. Well, the problem was I only had like 1 or 2 blue updates in their deck, so it wasn't really a useful card.
So basically you put crappy cards in her deck.
Yeah, and once I realized it, I was like, oh, I don't think I put that in.
You didn't realize it while you were making it?
Well, I made it 2 years ago. I didn't remember the deck at all.
That's what I'm talking about. 2 years ago, you specifically made this deck for your opponent.
She still beat me. It doesn't matter.
Oh, she still beat you?
Yeah.
Oh.
She won.
Dude, you're just terrible.
Yeah, and well, it was close. It was a close game. I was 1 point away from killing her.
Okay.
And then she was able to sneak out. We both needed to do 4 damage to each other to win. I was able to generate 3. But I was able to generate 5, but it was going to take me 2 rounds to do it all. To deal the damage. I could do 3 and then 2.
Yeah.
And so, but she was able to get 4 damage before I could do it, so she won.
Yeah.
But it was a good game.
I heard there was some salt.
Some
Some
I don't know.
Tension,
I don't. Yeah, maybe a
maybe
little
some
bit, but mostly
arguments.
just because we had forgot a few rules.
Oh.
And then so there was a little bit of a frustration there, but
Yeah.
that was just
Because we
haven't played
in
in over 2
Yeah.
years.
It's been a while.
But I do like the game, and I now I have a lot more cards to play with. I need to go. This week I'm going to be trying to build a new deck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what character I want to do.
I
have I have 2 dice, IG88s now, so I thought about doing.
I have 2 of those.
I also have a Palpatine now.
I gave you one of those.
No.
Yeah.
No, I already had.
You already had them?
No, you did give me one of them. Yeah.
I had 3 of them.
Because I gained an IG.
Yeah. And then I gave you the other one.
Yeah.
I already had 2, and I got another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have a Palpatine now, which
we went together and bought 2 more Palpatines.
Yeah, so that we can both have a double dice set.
Because we found a
I can
game
actually
shop
make my
in New York that sold them pretty reasonable price.
Yeah.
So we ordered them. I haven't got a shipping or anything on that yet, so I'm gonna have to follow up on that and find out
what's up with that. So that we can complete our
yes.
set.
Mm-hmm. We should do a Palpatine versus Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
See how it goes.
Yeah. Well, mine's solid. And in fact, I have other cards I'm gonna put into mine that'll even make it even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a solid.
You
deck.
should send me the card list on that.
I refuse.
And we'll see what I can do. I know a few cards I'm definitely gonna put with it. But I'm probably not gonna. I'm gonna do other dice. I'm not gonna do.
Maybe
just
Force speed.
Yeah, I'll throw some Force speed in there, and
I thought about adding just the 2 Force speed dice I have.
Yeah, I only have 1.
One's
Force speed. I need a second one.
Yeah.
I like Destiny. It's fun, and it's sad that they've ended the run on it.
Yeah.
But you know, there is a lot of cards now.
Yeah.
There's 1,600 cards.
Yeah.
Different cards in the game.
Uh-huh.
So. There's a lot of options, and then I think they were kind of just running out of ideas.
You think so?
I think so, because you know they were repeating characters a few times.
Yeah,
like there's 3 different Palpatine cards.
Yeah,
now,
there's like 3 different Jabbas.
Yeah, exactly.
There are certain characters there are multiple versions.
Yeah, and I think they were just getting to where they were running out of ideas.
I'm pretty sure there's 3 different Vaders.
That being said, I wish they'd run just a little bit longer, and then we could have had a Mandalorian set. It would have been great, like a new set with Mando and
and the child.
The child.
What's the IG-11?
IG-11.
The nanny bot.
Yeah, nanny bot. Nanny bot 3000.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play it again. We talked about it because I was going to introduce it to Eden.
Yeah.
And she's willing, even though she's not as big of a Star Wars
Well, neither is Jess. Jess
Yeah.
doesn't care anything about Star Wars.
Yeah.
She just likes playing the game.
Yeah, and
So-
that's what I told her. Is like, you don't really have to get into Star Wars because it's just a solid game.
Well, and most of the characters I don't really know because
Yeah.
they're all from Clone Wars. And in fact, I started watching Clone Wars not too long ago, and so I know some of the characters more now than I do when we were playing a couple of years ago. So, like Hondo, I've seen in the show, and Rex is another character. He's
Osaka.
Osaka. Yeah, however you say her name.
Yeah, I have her, and I got her 2 of her lightsabers in one set.
That's nice. I have one of her lightsabers, and I have her.
Yeah.
That was one of the new ones. I need to try her out and see if her cards or her character's any good. But it's a good game, and I definitely will be playing it some more. And I keep watching Amazon and
Other locations.
eBay,
Other retailers.
of
such things.
to see watching prices that I really want to buy, particularly some of the newer sets. But
Because they bring in some new mechanics that are interesting.
There's downgrades in it now, which are cards
like-
you can play on your opponent.
Oh.
So you can play downgrade on your. If me and you are playing, I play downgrade on your character.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know how you lay it out on the board, but that's what you do. And so there's that. There's negative plot cards in it. Not a bunch of them, but there's a few, which gives you more points to add to your deck, which is pretty cool. There's also there's more vehicles. The vehicles were introduced in Way of the Force, but not vehicle. Well, it is vehicles, but there's a pilot. You can pilot. There's like a whole piloting mechanic as well, and so I don't know. And you get like specific bonuses if certain characters are piloting certain vehicles and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a bunch of new stuff, and the newest box is still selling for over $100, and I wanna get one, but it's just like it's hard to justify spending $100.
Yeah.
But maybe next month, once we roll into the new budget month, I may be grabbing one of those bigger, more expensive boxes just to do it. Because one of the boxes we bought for $17 on Amazon was really cheap. The Spirit of Rebellion, is now $60.
Yeah, it went back down, didn't it?
No,
it shot up. I thought it shot up and went back down.
It went up a little bit.
Yeah.
It went from 17 to 30, and then it went to 60.
Oh, okay.
So it went, but the Empire box went down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's actually $2 cheaper than we bought it.
Oh, okay.
And then I think Way of the Force has gotten a little bit cheaper, and then some of the other ones were just a few dollars cheaper, but nothing big yet. I'm just still waiting. Way of the Force, if it drops another $10 or so, then I will probably grab one of those, even though I've already gotten one of those boxes. But I paid $80 for it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's still half the price that I paid before.
Yeah.
So it's just how much you want to spend, really.
Yeah, I gotta get my binder situation sorted out so that I can put everything put away and then make sure everything's up to date and then kind of figure out, do I want to buy more? I'm not jonesing just to buy more. I wouldn't mind it just to add more to set because those things are gonna become more and more harder
to get. Yeah,
and so I kind of just was like, we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's hard to determine. So like the newer boxes are still more expensive because they're more readily available, but the older boxes some of them are cheaper, but they also are getting scarcer. So like Awakening is getting more expensive because it's harder to get because it's the first set.
Yeah.
But you can still get them for like $60, and I keep thinking about it, but
I don't know if there's. I think I have like 80-something% of the Awakening stuff. So.
Well, mine is I have all the like common cards, but I don't have a lot of the dice cards. So
pretty much, you buy one booster, you knock out all the common cards, and then you get at least one of all the uncommon cards, and then you start trying to get the more rare stuff.
Yeah, and John Dorsey is supposed to.
Johnny D?
Yeah, he said he would be willing to sell some of his stuff.
Yeah. I would be interested in looking through some.
I sent him my list, and I was like, if whatever I'm missing, I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
And he hasn't made time to do it.
Well, you know, it takes time to go through that. So.
His bajillion kids.
He doesn't have a bajillion kids.
Okay, half a bajillion.
Yeah, okay. Well, I played some other things.
Yes.
Rogue Legacy 2 came out.
Which was early access, isn't it?
It's early access. Which I completely forgot was going to be a thing. Honestly, I kind of forgot about Rogue Legacy as a thing.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy.
I played the crap out of Rogue Legacy when I first got it, and I played it pretty religiously and until I beat it, I think. And I really enjoyed it, so I was like, oh. And then I remember seeing something about them doing a second one, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I think you talked about it.
And then it showed up, and I'm like, oh. Well, what happened was I saw it on the Epic Store. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And they're doing a 10% off thing. And I was like, that's nice. And then I was like, I wonder if it's on Steam. And I looked at Steam, and because I own Rogue Legacy 1 on Steam, I got 20% off.
Oh.
Like 10% off for the early access price, and then another 10 for owning the previous one.
Oh.
And so I got it pretty cheap. It's like $15.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's
pretty cheap.
Yeah, so I got it. And so I started playing it. And at first I was like, I had to kind of think and go look at the images of the old Rogue Legacy to remember what it looked like.
Yeah, I remember.
The old one's kind of pixel art, and it's simpler. This one's more cartoony style.
Yeah.
And it's really great. I mean, it's more or less Rogue Legacy 1 with upgraded art style, upgraded, mechanics, but it still has all the traits that are, like you can be colorblind, everything's black and white. The one I hate is vertigo.
Oh yeah.
Everything's upside down. That one drives me crazy. But there's also other ones. There's one is a Puritan, so it censors all the monster because everything is lewd.
For anyone who doesn't know, hadn't played the first one, every time you die and you go back, so the whole thing is a roguelike where you die and and the whole level's regenerated.
Yeah, it's randomly generated levels. It's a platformer, and as you play, the more you play, you get gold that you can buy upgrades and more equipment that is handed down generation to generation.
Yeah,
each one is your ancestors pick up where you left off.
Yeah. But you get random traits.
Yeah, you get random traits. So sometimes you have gigantism, so you're like twice as big.
Yeah.
Or your dwarfism, and you're like half as size. Which there are some you run into rooms, and there'll be little tunnels you can't get in unless you're small.
Yes, you're small.
Or
there's benefits.
There's benefits from it, but there's also side back. And some of them are much more difficult. One of the things they changed about this one is that the traits that hinder you more. The more they hinder you, you get a percentage bonus of gold you get. Oh. There's an increase. So you gain more gold for being able to play longer with those characters.
Nice.
Which is really nice. So you're really hindered, but you get a little extra gold for your trouble. So if you can make it work within the constraints, you can actually do, you can come out pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's just, the art's fantastic. It looks great. It's more or less the same. Like you have your castle that you're expanding as you buy upgrade. You have a little town where there are people merchants that craft the items for you as you find the scrolls the blueprints for them. Yeah. And there are ruins that you can add. There's little things like that. But there's clearly space to add more stuff. I think I've kind of tapped out all the upgrades. I've all the upgrades I can get. I haven't got all the numbers.
Yeah, early access.
There are boxes that I can't unlock yet because they're not available yet. And I have run into. See, in the original one, it was mostly just a dungeon. It was always kind of a dungeon. Yeah. You're always kind of in a castle setting type thing. And I think you would run into other little areas that were a little different.
There were different.
Because it'd be like you go up in the tower,
like themes or whatever.
You go up in the tower and you go into like the basement kind of thing, or sub basements or something like that. But so it was always kind of castle-y theme. Well, this one, it's kind of funny. I went out. I get to a doorway and it's got like wind and some water dripping in. I'm like, huh? And I walk out and I'm outside. And I go into a bridge area, which apparently is going to be its whole biome, is this whole set of bridges and this bridge setting. But it's not. They're having trouble with it. It's not ready yet. It's not stable. So basically you go through one section of it, and it's like, and there's even a little thing you can read, and it's like, yeah, making games is hard. This part doesn't work, so we're just hopping over straight to the next section. So the difficulty gets a little awkward, and they said it will be a smoother transition one. So and then you go into a kind of a snowy, graveyardy type area.
That's harder.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't usually I usually get there and I don't survive long.
Yeah.
I've gotten better, of course, as I've upgraded and gotten better, more comfortable with the game again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a fun and addictive game. I just want to keep exploring. I'm starting to find secrets and figure out how to unlock stuff. And there's little hints and things of how to, I finally found a doorway to a boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I fought him. Of course, he destroyed me immediately. But after I did that, I was able to read this other stuff that I've been seeing, which gave me a clue. After I read through enough, found enough of them, read through it, it gave me a clue of this room I kept seeing that I knew there was something weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it told me how to find the secret doorway in it. And I went through another section. So it's fun little hidden stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's one of those is obviously it's all procedure generated, but there are some things that are consistent.
There are patterns,
And once you start playing it enough, you know the patterns, and you go, okay, you get better at
the
spotting
rooms. There are types of room the monsters that might appear them are a little different, but otherwise there's styles of room that pop up a lot. The way they're configured is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So you may go from one room to I've walked in and gone 2 rooms and been at the boss door. There it is. It's that quick, but I don't want to go in there yet. It kind of goes back. It's part of me was it's just basically still the same game with other little things. But it's still in early access, so they're still planning to add way more stuff.
Yeah.
And more traits.
I mean, only $15. That's not bad for an early access game. And then once it's full,
yeah,
you'll have...
It was 15. I think it was only $15 for me to buy it.
Mm.
So I was just that's done. I'll buy it. And so I've already played it quite a bit. I was playing it earlier. I'll probably play it some more today and then throughout the week as I have time. And I just have so many other games I want to play, but I keep new things keep coming out, and I keep having to play them.
You can spend time on one game, Daniel. You don't have to spend more money.
But there's new things to experience, Dudley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to experience the old things, too.
Yes, it's
like
true.
Destiny.
I need to go back. I want to go back to Mountain Blade. I don't want to... Destiny?
Star Wars Destiny.
Star Wars Destiny. I thought you meant Destiny,
I was
too.
referencing the other game we were talking about. That's an older
that's
game.
Fine. I played that. I have played that. There's
recently.
no, beating Star Wars Destiny.
But there's
no completing it. I guess if your goal is to get all the cards, that's something.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm fighting right now.
Yeah.
Because I very much want to... Now that the series has ended...
there's an end.
There's an end in sight. Whereas before it was they'll keep putting out more and I'll never catch up. Now I'm they've stopped making.
Yeah, you could if you spend thousands of dollars.
No, that's not how I'm playing it. I'm gonna bide my time and find the deals and so I've only spent $50 to get the new cards I've had, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then another $40 for the dice bag. But it's just a little bit, and then the $7 for the Palpatine.
How much time have you spent on just sorting all that stuff?
Just a day.
Exactly. You spent
spread over a couple of days.
Half a day where you were just all you were doing was sitting here looking through cards.
Well, I was sorting everything. It's when you get 320 new cards and 72 dice. You gotta organize it all and put it all in. I had to update my organization system, so that was a half a day that I after that evening that I lost because my old system wasn't working. It wasn't efficient.
Yeah.
I was leaving a lot of empty space in my binder, and I was it's not gonna work. So I
filled up pretty much all the spaces in mine, so I have to get more sleeves.
And now I have a system so I can tell exactly where the card is.
I did mull over double-siding them.
If I double-side mine, I wouldn't have to buy more.
That's where I'm at. If I double-side mine, I can fit a lot more in there.
Well, if I double-side mine, I'd have a space for every card in the game.
Yeah.
because I have that many.
Yeah, you have a huge binder.
Well, Jess bought me a huge binder and then bought me 100 pack of the 9 card holders.
Yeah.
So if I did double sided front and back, two facing forward and facing back, then I could fit every card.
I just hate doing that because you can. It's easy to grab, just reach through and grab the two you want. But if you have stuff on the other side facing the other, if you're looking at it the other side, you have to go pull it from the other side.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that because it's not that much more expensive for the...
Well, the problem is, even if I do that, it won't fit in my binder.
Yeah, see, I have a big binder, so I think... I don't know if...
4-inch?
I don't know what that is. It's ridiculous.
I think it's a 4-inch.
I
think mine's like a 2-inch.
I don't know. Jess bought it for me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's got
and it's only
zips up and
it's only like 3/5 of the way full.
Yeah.
So I think I could fit all
you
the
probably
cards
could fit everything in there if you ever got that.
It'd be heavy as hell.
It would be a pain.
But
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's just.
You were just talking about Rogue Legacy.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm enjoying it. I'm really excited to see because right now the way it sits right now, it kind of just feels like this is more or less Rogue Legacy 1 with extra little things, and then there's more to areas to explore. But I'm kind of waiting to see, okay, what are the upgrades, other upgrades are, what other things. I see elements of things that are missing, that I'm waiting to see what those end up being. And so I hope it's not too long of a process of waiting for upgrades.
Yeah, so I hate how far along there.
That's always the thing with it. With
early access.
Early access, I play it a whole bunch and I hit the wall. And then I'm like, okay, well, I can't really do anything else until they upgrade it. And then I end up waiting a year, and then I start all the way over or something to play.
Yeah, and someone's come to our door.
It's never happened before. But yeah, and then just today, me, Ham, and Rob were playing more Sea of Thieves. Yes. So, which we talked about last week, the last couple of weeks. You've been talking about, and we got into it, but we started doing the Tall Tale. Missions.
Oh yeah,
it's like more.
I wish I waited. I wanted to do those.
We can do it with you. Yeah. They're fun to do.
Yeah.
They're really fun to do.
Robert discovered that there are more stuff.
Well, it's not less of a discovery other than pay attention to the guy who tells you right at the beginning, look at this book.
Yeah.
And we just ignored him and went and jumped on a ship and started running around doing stuff.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah. So all the stuff we were doing is stuff you could do while doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a blast today. We were doing this little mission where we had to go and we had to read through some papers and some diaries and stuff and kind of figure out what island they're talking about and go there and collect different pieces, keys and chests, and digging them up and fighting things to get them and solving puzzles. Like one of them was like a set of puzzles where it would show you an image and you had to go find that spot on the island, dig up stuff, and then put it in there. And then there's puzzles where the room's flooding while you're doing it.
Oh, no.
So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And then while we were doing that, we were working on doing that puzzle together, and I was running around the island trying to find the piece of metal because we looked and there was a ship coming. Like, oh, that's a big ship. What's happening? Well, Ham and Rob were keeping an eye on that ship, while I was trying to finish the quest.
Mm-hmm.
And it was getting closer and closer, and it got all the way up and kind of just parked by the island. We're like, oh, and we were looking at the skeleton ship. And so we're like, oh, what are they doing?
Yeah,
they're
the
just
NPC.
sitting there. And honestly, I think they would have been fine if we just left them alone.
Uh-huh.
But Robert's like, I'm going to go look. And he went over there, and that's when we discovered it was a skeleton ship. And started fighting them, and then they get pissed off, and then they turn and they start going, because we were parked on the opposite side of the island, so we weren't close. Well, then they start coming around, so Ham's driving the ship around, trying to keep away from it while I'm finishing the mission. And then
it's always Robert that gets us into stuff.
And he gets killed and has to revive, and then it was like, okay. And so I'm finishing the mission, And then I finish it, get the thing I was supposed to get, and I'm running away as a bunch of more skeletons start popping out of the ground that to come fight me. And I'm like, I'm carrying this. I can't.
Yeah, you carry a treasure. You can't.
Yeah, I can drop it and fight them, and there's a bunch of them. But it would be helpful if I had my other crew members there to help me. So instead, I just ran, and then I happened to run out and jump into the water and start swimming out as Ham was coming around, and Robert harpooned me and pulled me onto the ship.
Yeah, that's fun. The harpoon thing, once we discovered you could harpoon your crew
the ships
member.
have harpoons on the front, and you can like grab stuff in the water,
yeah, I knew you could grab
other
items
players.
and stuff, and I knew you could hook onto islands to turn, but then one day I was swimming back to the island, back to the ship, and then Robert, or Robert
it was me.
shot me,
I
and all of a sudden I was on the boat, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I shot you. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And he harpooned me back on, and then we spent like a good 30 minutes fighting this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was on fire a couple of times. Like, they kept repairing the ship as we were trying to but I mean, finally we just like we were firing the chain balls or whatever they call it.
They used to take out like masts.
Yeah, and so we were bashing the crap out of the ship, and it actually ran us into an island. It kept ramming us, and we ran. Robert was keeping the steering. I was firing cannons while Ham was driving it. And it was pretty fun. We finally sunk it and got a ton of stuff off of it.
Yeah, you can get some good stuff on it.
Yeah. And I went and bought some new weapons and new accessories. I have a mustache because I leaned into the cowboy aesthetic.
Oh, God.
So I bought a big handlebar mustache. And then I bought a gold hook can. Parrot claw hook can. That's kind of nice.
You can't have a peg leg. I'm the peg leg.
I didn't want. I have an iPad that's a playing card, and then I have the hook. And then I also bought some new weapons today. I got this gold sword, which is kind of cool looking. Mostly because it looked different than what everyone else was using.
Yeah.
And then I also bought.
I haven't changed my weapon. I only have like I got a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
I
bought a rifle. And then I bought like this Kraken style.
And you don't really buy any items.
You buy an aesthetic.
You get the aesthetic.
Yeah, how it looks.
That's the
it's
whole
just
game.
a skin. Otherwise, the rules, the weapon doesn't do anything different. And so we had a blast.
I know, and I'm hoping we'll play some more because I had to go help Jess with the class today, so I didn't get the chance to play with y'all. So I want to play some more once we finish this episode.
Yeah.
And
definitely, I'm gonna eat dinner first.
Yeah, I already did that.
And then we can play.
What do you think of for dinner?
I don't know, but we're not gonna talk about that now.
Oh, why not? We played some love letters.
We played half a game.
We played half a game of love letters.
Jess was like, "I'm done. Let's watch YouTube," and I'm like, "Okay."
Well, mostly we were only half playing it when we were playing it because we had kinetic sand in front of us.
Yeah.
So we were just all four of us were playing with kinetic sand and building things.
Yeah. And just talking, and it was late, and we were all tired.
Yeah. So we were just kind of mostly just socializing.
Yeah.
And then Jess was like talking about Little Dicky, so we had to go watch Little Dicky videos because she wanted to.
The number of times Jess has played Little Dicky videos.
But it's been a while since she's done it.
It's been like a year. A little more than a year, almost
a
year.
Well, I think the last time she did it was a previous relationship. So I think she just thinks, oh, new people.
I'm going to show them this.
They must learn about little Dicky.
I mean, it's funny. He's funny.
You imagine you sigh like it's a big thing and like you have to endure this. You know how many times I've watched this?
Yeah.
I'm married to the woman. This is the rest of my life.
Watching Little Dicky YouTube videos.
And I love her very, very much. She hasn't been listening to the show, but I better cover myself.
Well, now you've negated it by saying that.
No. Yes, I've negated any retribution. So we didn't even finish the love letters game we were playing.
Yeah, because I had caught up.
We were all even. We were all
we were
two,
all
except for Eden. I think only had one.
Yeah, but she was doing really good. She kept just like just
two
games
outright
in a row,
killing you.
2 games in a row. First time she called that me what I had, and then knocked me out of the game, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah. Not game related, but Star Wars related. I bought I brought up the Mando and Child. I bought the brick heads for.
Yeah, I'm annoyed because I was gonna buy those because I own a bunch of the Star Wars ones.
You can still buy them. There's nothing stopping you. $20 on it. Amazon is yours.
Yeah, I really want the Nintendo Lego set.
Oh, it's nice. I didn't realize how big it is.
It's huge.
It's huge. The box for it is massive.
Yeah, it's a big set.
And the only reason I didn't realize how massive it was because a friend of ours got it.
Mm-hmm.
How, I have no idea. But he
purchased it.
Well, he purchased it, but it was sold out so fast.
Yeah.
On the website, and but yeah, and I saw his son was in front of the box, and it's massive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man,
it's a big set.
I want this set so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So bad. But I settled for the Mando and Child, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Mando is okay.
You settled for a $200 cheaper set.
Now the funniest thing is, you've done the brickheads.
Yes.
All the brickheads have a pink block inside.
Yeah, that's their brain.
That's their brain.
Yeah.
Which I always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So normally it's a 2x2 brick.
Yeah.
For the normal brain.
Yeah.
The Child is a 1.
It's a 1.
It's a brick? one little brick.
Oh,
it's
that's
tiny,
funny.
Tiny little brick. And I was like,
it's not fully developed yet.
He's still growing. and I was
oddly enough, the Mandalorians is the same.
His is interesting.
His brain?
Not the brain. The brain looks just like every other brickhead's brain.
I need to look at it and compare it with like my Boba Fett and see how they look together.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
See what the differences are.
Did the Boba Fett, the pieces in the front of his mask, did they not actually connect in? They're just sitting in there?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I know some of them they do that. They're like
it's
they're
got
not
a little
actually
slot
snapped
that it sits into, and it won't come out. But it kind of gives it a different style. I don't know. It's pretty cool. The detailing on those sets are amazing.
They're always really cool the way they show a lot of details, but also minimize.
Yeah.
Things.
I wish they did more of them.
Yeah.
They kind of they don't put out a whole lot of them anymore. They just put out a few every once in a while.
Yeah, it seemed for a while that they weren't doing anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think they
were.
There was
actually a lot of concern that they weren't doing them anymore.
And I think they were just waiting for new things to do. Did you play anything else?
No, I don't. Not that I recall.
No, I was thinking I played something else, but I couldn't remember anything. So I guess I did. Just the Destiny and Demon's Tilt, which I'm better than you at. And
no one cares.
That's all that matters.
No one cares.
Everyone cares. Everyone cares.
No one cares.
Okay. Well, should we cover some news? There was a fair bit of news this week, but only a few things I actually cared about.
Sure.
So Rocksteady,
yeah,
the makers of the Arkham game series,
yeah,
Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, yeah. The creators of that, Rocksteady, has a new game coming out, which they teased before with a poster, and it's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah.
More details will come out. They put out a little trailer kind of setting up the game. It's all cinematic stuff, because the game doesn't come out for 2 more years.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't come out till 2022.
Dang.
Like October 2022. Yeah, it's a nice dice there you built.
Yeah, I made a dice.
Daniel made a dice with a 6-sider with the
D6
kinetic. Same thing. Yeah. Oh, it rolls and everything.
Yep.
I didn't
realize it didn't come out for 2 years.
Yeah, it doesn't come out till October 2022.
Okay.
Is what I
don't know. At first I was like, the concept intrigued me when I heard about it and read the title, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then watching the trailer, I kind of lost interest. And it's like, okay, I thought, well, at first I was interested, but then it seems like Superman shows up.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's under mind control or something.
Well, it's got something to do with Brainiac.
Yeah,
for sure.
the whole thing got like Brainiac.
Because the whole
vibes.
thing is Brainiac's ship is crashed, or
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of aliens running around Metropolis, and
Yeah.
the Suicide Squads have been sent to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Or I guess to assassinate someone, and it's Superman. But
Yeah.
Superman's mind controlled or something.
Yeah. So
And that's kind of
lost
made me
interest.
go, I thought it would be more fun if you had the Suicide Squad going after Superman,
Well, it's like
who everyone knows is not going to kill them.
Exactly.
So,
which would be hilarious.
which would be just crazy. It'd be like just pestering Superman all the time.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to kill you.
That
and then
concept.
and then it doesn't look like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be like they're going to have to get...
So it's more altruistic than just assholes doing.
Yeah. Some details on it. The 4 main characters in it are Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang. It is a solo or co-op.
Oh, okay.
The whole full game is solo or co-op. You can play solo, and you can jump between which characters you want to play.
Okay.
The 4, or you can do a co-op and play each person playing a different character,
Okay.
which is kind of cool.
That might get us in it. Like if we get me, you, Ham, and Rob to play. Mayhem.
Yeah, it might be pretty good. I call dibs on King Shark.
Okay. Okay.
Though I mostly just because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about the portrayal in this game, because he kind of gives me like a Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, where he's kind of like dumb, but he says funny things. So I don't know. It'll be good. But the whole game is set in Metropolis, an open world. So it's an open world, like kind of a explore Metropolis thing. And, comes out 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no gameplay yet shown of it. Like I said, it's still way out.
Cinematic trailers are cool and all, but I gotta wait and see what the actual gameplay looks like before I ever consider anything.
Now, WWE Montreal revealed Gotham Knights, which was the other game that was rumored, which is a kind of has some similarities to the
Arkham games.
The Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Some similarities with it.
Oh.
But it is it kind of falls into those Arkham. It's made by the same people who did Arkham Origins, which is kind of a side game. It's not quite as good as the other.
It was a prequel.
It was a prequel. But anyway, it's made by them, and the whole setup of it is Batman dies. Like he gets, at least from the news article, he gets crushed in a building or something. Vague enough, he might probably not dead, some crap. So you're playing, there's 4 characters in it as well as Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin.
All the Robins.
Yeah, basically. All the sidekicks are basically stepping in to fill the void of Batman. And it is also a solo or a 2-player co-op.
Oh, okay.
Open world Gotham City game. But there's... Do
you think they just used the same map?
I don't... from the original one?
No, like, I mean...
Metropolis
between Suicide Squad and...
No, I don't think so.
Wait, is Suicide Squad in Gotham or Metropolis?
It's Metropolis.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought it was Gotham.
I think Suicide Squad is set during the day.
Oh.
So that's the big difference.
That's the big difference.
Okay. But the weird thing is I watched the gameplay footage of it, and Robin teleports.
Which Robin is this? Tim Drake?
I don't know. I think it's it's not Jason Todd, because he's the Red Hood.
That's Red Hood.
It's not I don't know which Robin it is. It didn't say.
Yeah.
So it's either Tim Drake or Bruce's Damian Wayne.
No, Damian Wayne. Maybe.
The son. So it's one of them. But I'm just like, what? Why? It's just a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
And some of the elements, and it's like they didn't want to give him a cape like the other ones, so like Batman. So they just like, he can teleport with some Bruce Wayne tech. It's kind of silly. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying to make it seems to me like they could have spent more time just making one of them the main character instead of coming up with weird ways to distinguish between 4 different characters.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I'm not too enthused by it.
Yeah.
Honestly. Let's see. Sony has said the PlayStation 5 will come out this year. Has not been delayed. But still no official date or price on that. Also, if you own an Oculus Rift, or you will own an Oculus Rift, in the next 2 years they'll be required to have a Facebook account to use it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it's like, you have like a Steam account that you can play stuff, kind of like that, but you have to have a Facebook.
Yeah,
it used to be an Oculus account.
Yeah.
But since they were bought by Facebook, they're switching it over to Facebook account. So by 2023, you'll have to transfer your account to a Facebook account.
It's kind of like when Mojang got bought up by Microsoft.
Yeah, it's kind of that thing. The big company absorbed the small, and so if you don't want to have Facebook account and you own an Oculus Rift, get a Vive.
Yeah, just stop using it and buy something else.
No,
Get a Steam account.
Apparently there is ways around it, but it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Or will be, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
The lead writer. So we talked about last week how Vampire the Masquerade got delayed.
Yeah.
The sequel. Well, the lead writer who was working on it, who worked on the original game.
Yeah.
Who was working on this one, was helping develop this one, was fired.
Really?
Yeah.
What
kind of out of nowhere, and they never really didn't really say why, other than that they were trying to the company just said they were wanting to make the game as best as possible. I guess they were
butting heads with them or something.
I don't know.
Creative differences.
According to him, he was kind of shocked by it. He wasn't really expecting it, so it's kind of weird. We don't know what's going on with that. Which makes me a little weary of it, but we'll see.
Yeah. You say weary?
Wary.
Wary?
Mm-hmm.
Leary.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
Mm-hmm. Make me Dennis Leary about it.
Wary.
Wary.
Is that a word?
Not a word?
I don't know. I'm not sure now.
Uh-huh.
It seems I used it the other day.
Uh-huh.
The other show you used it.
I think it's a word. To be, aware but wary.
Wary.
It's probably not a word. I'm probably just using it wrong.
You're right. No, wary. W-A-R-Y.
What's the definition?
Feeling or showing caution about possible dangers
there you go.
or problems.
I used it properly, and I said it was right. So, how is it different from leery?
Suspicious, wary is what it says.
So it's interchangeable. So you weren't wrong, but I was right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there we go. That's really it. The biggest news was all the the Rocksteady and the DC games that are coming up.
Yeah.
That I was kind of interested in.
Yeah. To see what.
We'll keep an eye on it.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I like Rocksteady's games. They're fun to play.
Yeah.
So I
They've
will
always
probably
been,
keep an eye on Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'll probably get it tried.
They always felt good. They always enjoyed. They were always comfortable to feel like
The story's already good. I'm just curious. I mean, because the original trilogy of Arkham games were hinged around the relationship with Joker and Batman, and it just made a really good story arc. And I'm just curious how they'll carry that on without them. And it does tie into the Arkham games somehow. So I'm curious what that is. And
okay.
So I mean, it's Justice League. I'm sure Batman will show up in it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah. That's about it.
I guess it's not a shared universe between it and the Suicide Squad game.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, you mean
I'm sorry.
Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
But
interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
See, now I can't even keep it straight anymore.
Yeah. Well, see, because that one is made by Montreal.
Yeah.
The Gotham Knight, which is the other.
Yeah.
So they did the
Montreal's.
prequel, which is kind of ties into it, but it's not the same voice actors. So it's a different guy. It's not what's his name? Crap.
Nolan North.
No, Nolan North did Batman in the Arkham Origin.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
the one? I
Yeah.
just picked the name and voice
Yeah,
actor name.
he's in
right?
everything, but he did do Batman
Yeah.
in the. I don't know if he's doing it in
Yeah.
Gotham Knight, but he did. The guy from the animated series Batman, I've forgotten his name.
Mhm.
Mark Hamill.
Hart Hamill did the Joker.
He did
and
Batman as well.
No,
He's
he
like
did-
he's like
He could do Batman.
he's like-
I believe he could, but
he's
he
like the
did
guy
not.
who does Rick and Morty. He does both.
He does both. Yeah. Justin Roiland.
Justin Roiland.
See, I can remember that name. I cannot remember Batman's
Yeah.
name. What is his name?
We saw him.
We've seen him.
Yeah, we got to see a panel with him.
I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna drive me nuts.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to sign off the show.
Okay. We'll do it slowly. So
Please
I
go to our website at dudndan.com. That's DUDN.
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
That's
DUDNDAN.com. Or you can go to duddan.com and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll just keep listening. We'll keep doing it. And thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Dud and Dan.